What the Jimmy Butler to Dallas Mavericks trade rumors really mean when it comes to the perception of the NBA's hottest team. Kevin Gray here on Kevin Gray Sports on YouTube. Really appreciate you joining me here. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe while you're here on my YouTube channel. And you can catch me on DLLS Mavs, hosting the DLLS Mavs podcast 5 times a week. The Dallas Mavericks are the NBA's hottest team and right now looking like a true contender for an NBA championship. Of course, the Mavericks making it to the NBA Finals last year, losing, of course, to the Boston Celtics. But the Mavericks, who made trade deadline deals to get P.J. Washington and Daniel Gafford, improved their team even further this offseason by acquiring Klay Thompson, Najee Marshall, and Quentin Grimes as well, all three of which have been really good contributors so far for a team that's won 11 of 12 games and arguably playing the best basketball in the association right now. But as the NBA trade rumors continue to swirl, the Mavericks find themselves in the middle of a pretty juicy one when it comes to Jimmy Butler of the Miami Heat. Shams Charania of ESPN detailing how the Miami Heat are open to trade conversations when it comes to the 35-year-old. Of course, Butler taking the Miami Heat to not one but 2 NBA Finals, losing one in the bubble, of course, to the Los Angeles Lakers and losing another one to Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets. Could the 35-year-old and native Texan find his way to either Houston, Dallas, or Golden State, as Charania reports? Now, Jimmy Butler's got $49 million on his contract this year. Then he's got a player option in 25-26 for $52 million. So if you're looking at just the pure numbers alone, it doesn't seem like a real fit for a Dallas Mavericks team that, yes, can trade their 2025 or 2031 first-round pick, but at the same time, assets that they've got to hang on to. And really, when you start looking at the fit of Jimmy Butler in his career, is he ready to step aside as the guy and the man to be a part of a championship team? Now, it's reported that he wants to go to a win-now situation that has a chance to win an NBA championship. And guess what? The Dallas Mavericks are that kind of organization, which for me speaks to what this rumor really is all about. Because I don't necessarily see a fit for Jimmy Butler on this team. We've got Kyrie Irving, you've got Luka Doncic, you've got a budding star center in Derek Lively II, who you don't necessarily want to part with. Terrific role players in P.J. Washington and others that are coming into their own and really finding their role on this team. And you're going to have to give up significant compensation in order to get Jimmy Butler. Plus, you've got to be able to deal with the contract situation when you know you've got to re-sign Kyrie Irving next summer, when you get ready to give Luka Doncic his Supermax contract this upcoming summer as well. So the Mavericks financially don't seem like a team that would be a fit for Jimmy Butler, not just from a financial perspective, but also from a basketball fit. But what this does mean, though, when it comes to Jimmy Butler and the rumors with him potentially coming to the Dallas Mavericks, is that the perception of this organization has changed, where players feel like Dallas is a destination spot for guys to be able to compete to win championships. That is what a finals run last year represents. That's what winning 16 out of your first 24 games represents this year if you're the Mavericks, a team that is seen for years to come with its superstar in Luka Doncic, a resurgent Kyrie Irving who's playing at an all-star-like level so far this year, and guys looking at like a Klay Thompson who decided to come to the Mavericks thinking, you know what? Dallas is a place where I could see myself winning and playing for championships year after year, and that is massive when it comes to this team. Long gone are the days when folks felt like maybe Dallas isn't necessarily a destination spot to win a championship, despite the fact that Dirk Nowitzki helped the Mavericks win a championship and led them to a championship in 2011. Luka Doncic representing the bright future of this team, the leadership of Jason Kidd and Nico Harrison. When you've got that nucleus alongside with Kyrie Irving as well, there are a lot of guys that look at Dallas' situation and say, if Jason Kidd can command the respect of Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving, I can go in and fit in that situation. That's a big reason why Klay Thompson is here, is not only the fact that the Mavericks have a chance to win a championship, but they've got players in place that understand the leadership roles that are on this team when it comes to Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving. But most importantly, they are playing for a coach that is player-friendly and also understands how to get the most out of his talent on his team, having taken the Dallas Mavericks to at least the Western Conference Finals in 2 out of his first 3 years with the team. So if you're looking for the upside of what the Jimmy Butler rumors to Dallas actually means, it means that guys around the league are looking at Dallas and taking a very hard look at what they could do to potentially help the Mavericks get over the top. And that is a great sign for the long-term future of this team. No matter how Nico Harrison decides to shape and mold this roster, where each year that he has been the Mavericks general manager and now president of basketball operations, he's made a move at the trade deadline, consistently and constantly taking swings and improving this team. And if that is the case, Nico Harrison may be in position to make another move. I don't know if necessarily he needs to make one this trade deadline, given the amount of depth that's on this team when you've got 11 guys averaging 15 minutes a night, and the way that the depth has been depthing, Bobby. The Mavericks are playing at an extremely high level, and they may not necessarily make a trade at the trade deadline. We say, Kevin, what about a guy like Herb Jones from the New Orleans Pelicans, a defensive specialist that could really add to the defensive presence of the Dallas Mavericks? That may be a move that could be made, but again, significant compensation would have to be moved in order to get a guy like Herb Jones for the New Orleans Pelicans, who are an injury-riddled team at this point. But the point of all of this is, Jimmy Butler, who is a Houston, Texas native, who loves the state of Texas and obviously would look good in a Dallas Mavericks uniform, I don't necessarily think that the Mavericks need him, which is another great sign that you can look at an ultimate competitor and a guy that hates losing and a guy that can bring fire night in and night out, and Jimmy Butler, and you can look at him and say, you know what? We're good here, Jimmy. We appreciate your interest in us as a team, but right now, we've got a group that we feel like can take us to where we want to go, and that, for the Mavericks, is a breath of fresh air. Knowing the consistency, the continuity, and the chemistry, all the C words that you want to use, this team is well on its way to establishing itself not only as one of the best in the West, but one of the best in the entire league, and giving us a better idea and perception that they can compete with a Boston Celtics team that took them out last year in the NBA Finals. And if that is the road that the Mavericks are traveling on, there's no reason to fix what's not broken at this point. You're always looking to try to get better as a team, but if it makes sense, especially given the new rules of the collective bargaining agreement and what you're trying to think about in terms of your long-term future, where guys like P.J. Washington are extension eligible, obviously guys like Daniel Gafford and others when it comes to Kyrie Irving getting a new contract. We talked about that a little bit earlier. This team has a lot of things that it's got to contend with from a financial perspective and keeping its eye toward its prize of winning an NBA championship. But hey, appreciate you, Jimmy. Love the fact that you're interested in the Dallas Mavericks, but right now, the Mavericks, I think, are pretty good on what they've got. And if that's the case, we'll see where Jimmy Butler potentially lands. But the perception of the Mavericks has changed for the better, and guys are looking at their situation thinking, is Dallas a place that I want to go to? And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a very, very good sign for how the organization is viewed around the league. And that should give you a lot of confidence as a Mavericks fan that things are continuously going in the right direction. You can find me on X at Kevin Gray Sports. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel here at Kevin Gray Sports. And you can find me on DLLS Mavs, talking all things Dallas Mavericks 5 times a week on DLLS Sports. I'll talk to you later. Peace.
Today's video is sponsored by Aura. This year has seen a number of high-profile data breaches, raising serious concerns about personal information security. Dell suffered a breach exposing 3.9 million customer records, including sensitive personal information. AT&T disclosed 2 breaches, one affecting approximately 2.5 million customers and another one impacting 9 million customers. And finally, Ticketmaster experienced a massive customer breach affecting over 560 million customer records. But most alarming of all, just a few months ago, National Public Data announced that they had suffered a major breach potentially affecting every American. The incident compromised over 2.9 billion records used for background checks, including critical personal information such as full names, addresses, date of birth, phone numbers, and most importantly, social security numbers. It has been confirmed the members of the hacker group have released this sensitive information online for free. If you haven't been taking your online personal information seriously, now is the time to change that. You're more vulnerable than ever in today's digital landscape. Thankfully, I feel secure because I use Aura, today's sponsor. Aura monitors your personal data, including your social security number, across billions of data points like the dark web and public court records to alert you about potential identity theft. They also provide up to $5 million in identity theft insurance in case the worst ever happens. Plus, Aura offers a variety of other features to keep you safe online, including real-time alerts for data breaches, a VPN for secure browsing, data broker opt-out to stop companies from selling your personal information, a password manager to help you create and store strong passwords. I'm not leaving myself and my family vulnerable to data breaches. And if you don't want to either, you can go to aura.com/Kevin Gray to try 2 weeks for free. That will be enough time for Aura to find out if any of your personal data is exposed.